The Illusion of Perfection. Explained to you by a divorce attorney. Did you hear that one? Check it out. It's good. It's real good.
So, do you know what I'd love to do? And this is really inspired by seeing so many of my friends planning their weddings and looking very miserable in the process and having to basically cut back on things they loved in their life because they're saving. They're saving for the wedding in 2 years' time. So they can't go out on Friday evening. They're going to have to cut back date night because they've got this wedding in 2 years' time.
Great start to a marriage.
And I just always think to myself, why don't you take, say, if it's 100K, let's say, that you're spending on the wedding, or if it's 10K, why don't you just divide it in 10 and have 10 mini parties?
Right.
And invite lots of, and then you get all these memories.
But you know the answer to that question. Because who's that wedding for? It's not for them. It's not for them. It's for the audience. And the more, this is why we're driving 100 miles an hour towards a brick wall in our culture. Because we are now doing it for the audience. We're not doing it for us anymore. And we have to live in our skin. We have to live in our own lives. We have to live in our own relationships. So what we're doing for the audience, because it looks good for the audience, like this is why we've become a culture with white teeth and rotting gums. Because we don't actually care what it is, we care what it looks like. That's why so many people that 3 weeks ago were #blessed, #best wife ever, are in my office having a consultation and are having an affair and are having, because underneath that air of, and by the way, how many celebrities are denying? I have celebrity clients who their press releases, their interviews, they're talking about how happy they are. They're in my office. We're actively negotiating the dissolution of their relationship. They haven't lived together because they've lived in their separate homes on separate coasts for the last year and a half, but they show up for each other at the red carpet and they do their thing and then they part ways and don't talk to each other. But why? Why are we selling? Because we're selling a dream to people. We're selling a dream. And see, what's interesting to me is I actually think reality is prettier than the dream. And so why would you start your relationship with an homage to fakeness or to someone else's vision of things? Why not start it with an authentic expression of who you are to each other and how much you mean to each other? And then the paperwork, whatever, the paperwork's the paperwork.
So ladies, if you agree with the later part of this message and you're single, ready to mingle, let's just start with a chat, because that's where it's at. And let me know in the comments where I can find you. May the force be with you and luck be on your side.